You were taught the history of Christopher Columbus, and when you rebelled, you were considered a bad student. And that history is still well known. And even today, as many of our kids are faced with that history today in school. So that history, we need to begin to understand what it is that Indigenous Peoples Day is about. For me, I'm a Choctaw, and I come from Oklahoma, but my people were also part of the Trail of Tears, and I can retrace my history and my roots to my people and who were those people that survived that trail of death and tears. So for me, I understand the history of what Indigenous Columbus Day is about. I understand the legacy, the myth, the lie that he has perpetuated on our people for the last 500 and something years and continue to this day. So today, it's a very important day, not only for me in my life, in my lifetime as an activist, coming from the American Indian movement. It's an honor to witness, and as my Indigenous brothers of the Northwest here talk about what witnessing is about. And that's what we're here today, to be a part of that witness. But the spirit of that witness, the spirit of our ancestors, and the spirit of who we are and where we're going and what Christopher Columbus in this day really means to us. But we must not forget the many people that still struggle today, such as our Palestinian brothers, sisters, who also stood in solidarity with us many years on this day, and in the past few years on Alcatraz Island. In my lifetime, I have been able to witness the coming together of people to have this kind of a celebration, to have this kind of an understanding. And I hope that this vision continues to grow so that it can become a forum where we can learn from one another and we can learn the history of our struggles and the history of our peoples around the world. Today, this is what Indigenous Peoples Day for a lot of us. So you're here to honor many of those people who are no longer here with us today. The Janet McLeods, many people, the Leshais. This is what Indigenous Peoples Day is about. The spirit of resistance, the spirit of our ancestors. So today, it gives me great honor and respect to also to recognize one of our brothers who's in prison 40 years now. Solidarity for Leonard Peltier. Justice for Leonard Peltier. And in the past few hours, maybe day, my brother will come up and explain that a little bit more, but Evo Morales has declared him the defender of the Mother Earth. And he is going to campaign for Leonard Peltier's release and clemency in the months to come. And to me, that's part of the solidarity that we have to recognize here today. As many of those brothers and sisters that could not be here, who are in the streets, who are in institutions because of who they are as Indigenous peoples. So today, it's this kind of history and celebration that we must think about. And for us as Indigenous peoples, as individuals, we have a responsibility too. Not necessarily to carry on the struggle, to be the warriors, but also we have to carry on the teachings, pass on the teachings. More important, the stories, our history, not his history. And so today, each and every one of you will talk to your children and your grandchildren about what you witnessed here today. And to me, I know our ancestors are happy. We always say the spirit of the past will rise to claim the future. And that's what we're a part of today. We're a part of that resistance. And we haven't lost anything. We haven't lost that spirit. It's still here in this land. It's still here. We're able to connect with it. The medicines. So, someday when you want to know about what Indigenous Peoples Day is about, you know, it's good to hear the children, a lot of these young children, these voices. Takes me back to the time when we used to hear those voices too, and amongst our children and gatherings like this. And I love and respect each and every one of you here today for showing up. Because I always close sometimes with one of my elders. He used to come to this part of the country. Some of you might know. His name was James Maine, a Grovon Indian. And he used to talk about giving up your time. When you give up your time, you give up a little bit of your life. And so today, you give up a little bit of your life for that struggle for our indigenous peoples and the true history. In closing, I have asked my brothers to come and honor us with a song. Honor us on this day too, with the story of Leonard Peltier. And so they will close my part here with this honoring song, who I always recognize as one of our brothers, our MIAs, and it's Leonard Peltier. All my relations. Hope.